At the White House, Donald Trump confirmed that the United States would back security guarantees for Ukraine as part of a potential deal to end the war with Russia. This announcement came during a significant and carefully watched meeting that brought together Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, several key European leaders, and Trump himself. The gathering followed closely after the Alaska summit between Trump and Vladimir Putin, which had left Ukraine and much of Europe worried that the United States might bend to Russian terms for ending the conflict.
To Russia.
We need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support American and European partners. And we will do our best for this. I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war.
Instead, the White House meeting shifted the narrative, suggesting that Ukraine now had a stronger position and direct access to Trump's ear.
And I just spoke to President Putin indirectly, and we're going to have a phone call right after these meetings today. And we may or may not have a trilat. If we don't have a trilat, then the fighting continues. And if we do, we have a good chance. I think if we have a trilat, there's a good chance of maybe ending it. But he's expecting my call when we're finished with this meeting.
Hopes grew that it might even pave the way for a trilateral summit involving the U.S., Ukraine, and Russia. Inside the White House, the talks were described as amicable and productive, a stark contrast to Zelensky's troubled visit 6 months earlier when a heated Oval Office clash had ended abruptly. This time, Zelensky himself remarked that it was the best conversation he had ever had with Trump. The two leaders began their discussions by examining a detailed map of Ukraine's front lines. inseparable from